So today we're going to dig into some poetry, and we're actually going to write some poetry. This lesson is called The Poetry of Phrases, and I really like it because it reviews a lot of grammar with you while it is taking care of your poetry. I think at the beginning of the year, I gave you a handout that was a clauses handout and a phrases handout. And I think that you have those in your composition book. If you do not, we will figure it out. But actually, if you do not, you're just going to use the ones here from Schoology. I just added the same handouts to Schoology. So when it says to reference the phrase and clause toolboxes, they're already up here for you on Schoology. So you're going to take this handout, and the first thing I would do, which is the first thing I recommend you do all the time, is to read through it. So we have some student examples. This is what we're going to be doing, and we have some students who have already done this. When we're talking about the poetry of phrases, we're going to use phrases and clauses to create really nice poems. It's a great way to create like more sophisticated and nice poems. And you can see this one was written by a sixth grader. Wild eyes glancing every which way, uncanny ears listening to every small squeak, brain thinking of wondrous ways to catch its prey, the owl hunted, in the sky, on the ground, in the dark, in the hope of catching his supper. So you can see this is like a fairly sophisticated poem, but it was written by a little sixth grader. And the trick to it, the key to it, is that use of phrases and clauses. So you're going to go through and read all of the examples. And they're all from sixth grade, actually. So you're going to read all of those examples, and then you're going to start writing yours. And you're going to draft it in your composition notebook. And then when you submit it, you're going to submit it to Schoology, into Schoology. So you can follow, this is kind of a step-by-step. The subject, your subject is going to be any of our readings that we've done so far this year. Okay, so their subject was the setting of To Kill a Mockingbird and how it reveals themes. So you could do the setting of The Outsiders, or you could do the conflict of The Outsiders, and then how it reveals the theme. So you're going to come up with your own inspiration for this from some of the reading. You might do Medicine Bag, or you might do Red Roses. Any of the things that we've read in class so far would be fine to do. And then you're going to jot down some ideas about the subject. So for To Kill a Mockingbird, the setting was Macomb, Alabama. It was tired, old, filled with injustice, prejudice, social caste, racial separation, and gender inequity. So that all relates to Kill a Mockingbird. So you're going to do the same thing for whatever topic you pick. Okay? If you want to pick, again, The Outsiders or Red Roses or The Medicine Bag, or even one of the other readings like Herd Behavior. So phrases that include those ideas. So then this person started drafting their phrases. Filled with ignorance, suffocating under racial prejudice, divided among social castes, suffering from gender inequity. This is where you start pulling out your vocabulary. I like that this writer used words like suffocating under. That's pretty powerful. So, use your vocabulary, use the dictionaries, find some synonyms, try to make your words a little bit more sophisticated. And then they wrote their poem and they used this format: independent clause, participial phrases, and then a positive with a dependent clause. So you guys did a lot with clauses last year, but again, use that phrase and those toolboxes as a resource. So go back and look. This is talking about absolute phrases. You have all of Mankind's Knowledge and the handouts on Schoology to look up what is an absolute phrase, to make sure you do it. And as you read through these and look at the examples, okay, you're going to see there's different patterns. So there's pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, pattern 4, and then there's one, if you're like, I really get this, I really like poetry, I understand phrases and clauses, you can create your own pattern. So pattern 5 is freestyle, where you would create a similar poem, but instead of being locked into one of these patterns, you would do your own. And one of the example that goes with the patterns is actually from The Outsiders. So these are all from different books. One of them is from The Outsiders. Okay, so when you submit, again, you're going to use Schoology. You've got your clauses and your phrases. You're going to click on the assignment, and it has those instructions. Decide on the subject and what you're writing in your composition book. And then you're going to, and yours will look different, you're going to submit, and when you submit, you're going to click on create, and you can type your poem there, and then you're going to submit it when it's finished. So I'm looking forward to reading these. These are really fun. Again, pick any of the texts that you have read that you feel like you understood the best, and that kind of spoke to you. And then, again, I think the trickiest part is going to be just picking out the text, as well as kind of deciding what you're going to hone in on. But I would go just with the same thing these people did, the setting in The Outsiders and how it reveals theme. Or you could swap that out for conflict, or you could swap that out for characterization. So you've looked at all of that, especially for The Outsiders, but you could do that with any of the texts that we've had and how it reveals the theme. So thinking about the theme of the text. All right, let me know if you have questions, and good luck.